Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a Daily Mail cryptic crossword. These are fairly good, not quite first cryptic crosswords, but beginner style crosswords to pick up if you're looking to expand what you can do with a cryptic crossword. We're going to be looking at the 10th of May today, so let's get started. So with a cryptic crossword clue, you are generally looking for two clues in one. You are looking for probably a straight definition. It's usually at the start or the end. And then you're looking for some sort of other clue, often wordplay, sometimes a second definition. Okay, so let's find a way in. Look for a clue that we can solve, hopefully with some good crossing letters. Russian agreement before exercises in ruined capital. Russian agreement could be the word yes in Russian, so it could be, I think my German is better than my Russian, but I think da is Russian for yes. Agreement before exercises. Trials. Ruined capital. Ruined to me feels like it could be an anagram indicator. So ruined capital, we could be looking for something that is a city that no longer exists but was a capital. Or maybe the word before though is positional, so that makes me think that we are looking at that reading of Russian agreements and then exercises. Could be right. TRIA. Trials could be exercises. The trials, tests, sit-ups, sit-ups. Doesn't really work. Okay. Not sure when that's come back. We've got some crossing letters. Force in London may be encountered. So the word in here originally made me think, are we looking for hidden, a clue that is literally hidden in a phrase? So if we take this string of characters, then like NMA would all be together, for example. But actually, I think this is going to be a double definition. A force in London would be the Metropolitan Police or the Met. If you encountered someone, then you met them. Dominant eastern state. Dominant. I'm not sure on that one. So my thinking on this, Eastern could easily be the letter E. So if we're saying that our definition was dominant, then we'd expect this to start with an E and then end with a word for state. I'm thinking that this ends in an E. We've got a 4-letter word that means dominant, and this whole thing means state, which could be a United States, or it could be a synonym. It could be a word that means sort of said, but actually dominant. If something is dominant, it is the main one, and that does give us Maine, which is a US state. Cool. Nearly passed on that one to come back, but yeah, there we go. Deal with Halloween choice. In the Halloween choices, I'm thinking trick or treat, and treat does fit in here. So let's put that in. And just in terms of the clue, I think this is a cryptic clue, so it's only the one clue unusually, but it's sort of so specific that it can only be that. Meeting held in Coventry Street. So in here is a hidden indicator. We're looking for a phrase in Coventry Street that means meeting or meeting held. And we've got these two T's, which actually means that we do have tryst, which does mean meeting. It's a slightly odd word, so let's look it up in the dictionary. An appointed meeting or assembly. Yeah, there we go. I think it's often used in sort of a illicit romantic sense, an affair, but yeah. Okay, tidying mess, showing self-respect. So the word mess here, I'm imagining that we're going to mess up some letters. So tidying is 7 letters. What if we had a word that means self-respect? So I'm thinking dignity. We've got out of this corner now, got a down clue here. Last stop before river. There's not many words here to do a thing with. Like the last stop, I'd often read that as the last letter of stop, so a P. But then, if that's the case, we kind of want a 5-letter word that means before to give us the name of a river, which doesn't feel plausible. Or before here could be positional, so a word that means stop before the name of a river or before R. Because R can mean river. If something is the last, it could be the end. If something is before, then it could be pre, it could be ear. I don't like either one of those. I don't recognise either one of those as a river, so let's leave that like that for now. Line up for walk. Not seeing that one. We've tried that, we didn't like it. A woman liked it here. Not entirely. Okay, so not entirely is a hidden indicator. Rather than saying that something is like positioned within something, we're saying we're taking a phrase and we're knocking some of it off. So given this first part, a woman liked it here, I'm tempted to say that a woman is our definition, and I'm tempted to say that that's a woman's name hidden within the phrase liked it here, which we can see Edith. That gives us 3 crossing letters, including a 3-letter, a quiet wood. I'm going to go with ash. So the A here is just the A there. And if you tell someone to be quiet, then you might say shh. And we're going to get that for wood, for ash, which is a type of wood. Regular soldier's garb. Soldier's garb, soldier's clothes would be their uniform. And if something is regular, then it is uniform. So that looks good. Working properly as a monk. Working. So I do note that as a monk is 7 letters, so I'm wondering if this could be an anagram. And as an anagram indicator, a question mark. I don't like it in terms of giving us a clue, but I've seen it before, so could be. In which case, if that's the case, then I could see the word properly maybe actually being an anagram indicator. if we're taking as a monk and we're turning it into its proper form, but I think what we're going to get is working properly is our definition. And it starts with 2 letters. I mean, other than as, which we've already got there, so it feels a little bit dodgy feels not great cluing to have a 2-word clue in an anagram being our 2-word answer. But maybe it is. Maybe it's only a monk that is the bit that's anagrammed. So as something or an something. And something doesn't really feel like it works. On? No, because we've already used the O. It's the one letter we have used. On. As. Am is a 2-letter word, but I cannot see it working in that two-word phrase. So what could that be? An. As expected. As. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. Portion could easily be looking at a hidden, again, kind of taking a piece of a phrase. Mackerel is hard to enjoy. Yes, so we've got that, the E in second place. We've got a couple of E's here, so E there or E there. So we're either going with Kerily or relish. Always a good idea when you've got those to look at elements that kind of cross between the words, because that is a very good way of being able to kind of get words in an unexpected or different format. Retort from Scrooge. Humbug from A Christmas Carol is a sweet, and that is a old style of sweet. Okay, well, we've got the I there, so it very much kind of means that that's not going to be an anagram. So all of that thinking earlier was not good. Working properly, in order, yes. And a monk, there's different orders of monk, aren't there? So the Benedictine order, for example, or the I don't think Jesuits is an order, is it? But yeah, there's different orders, so that makes sense. Question about Alec. Confused Eric and Ernie. Question. Eric and Ernie. So the word confused could be an anagram indicator. We're looking for 9 letters. Eric and Ernie is 9, but they don't have a D or a U in there. So what could Eric and Ernie be? Isn't there a comedy duo? Eric and Ernie. Morecambe and Wise? Question about Alec. Maybe you've got a word that means question. So Alec as a proper noun feels odd as part of our definition. What if you had a word that means question that goes about Alec or Alec confused, an anagram of Alec, in which case you'd have the anagram either here or here, and a word meaning question for 5 letters going around it. Not seeing it. Should we come back? Trunks approximately in centre of gift shop. gift shop. Trunks approximately. In center could be indicating a hidden. I can't see anything there that looks sensible. If show, no. So trunks approximately. I'm wondering if approximately could be an anagram indicator. Trunks, kind of. Scrunt. No, it doesn't work. Not sure. We'll come back to that one. Short form filled in by good business leader. Short form filled in by good business leader. Is there a word for short form that we can fill in by putting a G for good inside, I wonder? Good can be abbreviated as G. I think that's fine. Can we see that in the dictionary? Not in that version. Excellent woman, right? So I'm thinking here it's going to be a word. The answer will be excellent. We'll have the name, a woman's name, with the word with right, and again with an abbreviation of it at the end. Right. Let's have a look at this one. Saint with halo, possibly part of racket. So a saint can be abbreviated to ST. At this point, I'm liking ring as a synonym for halo, which gives a string, which could be a part of a racket. Could be part of a like a tennis racket, a string. That gives us 3 crossings as well, so that's quite good. Simple geographical feature. Okay, I don't think I would have easily seen this without the N there, but if something is simple, it is a simple truth, it is a plain truth, and a plain is a geographic feature. Ooh. Starters in Pride and Prejudice, tasteless stuff. Starters can mean you're taking the first letters of something. Pride and Prejudice would give us pap, which I'm pretty sure is something that's tasteless. So if you describe something as pappy, you describe it as tasteless. Semi-liquid food. I think that's good, but I'm not seeing it in that definition. Trunks approximately. We've had a look at excellent woman, right? We've had a look at he paints bad actor. Bad can be an anagram indicator. If that's the case, this bit here is 8 letters. And then actor could be a thespian, which I think fits. Yeah, there we go, thespian. Okay. A prop. Not at sea. If you're not at sea, then you are ashore. Just taking the word a here. And prop, I'm pretty sure we can use for sure. We propped something up. We shored it up. So that feels okay. Gives the starting letter on this. Excellent woman. Right. So we're probably looking for a word for excellent that starts in S. and ends in R. I'm not seeing it. Oh, we've tried that one already. Instant tea or coffee. Instant tea or coffee. Tea could be a homophone. Could be that. Or coffee. Not a fan of that. I don't like it. Smart work outside a US city. I'm thinking that the answer is a US city, a definition. And I'm thinking we're looking for 6 letters that mean smart work ending in O, and we're putting that outside an A. We're just putting the A inside of it. Everyone taking part in challenge. All. Yes, that's another hidden. So all, A-L-L, everyone, and taking part in challenge. We've got the word all just hidden in there. Instant tea or coffee. Instant tea. Now I'm thinking it could just be that. Is it a 2-word? Coffee. Could a coffee be 5-letter words end in A? Mocha. Ribby is too many letters. A question for cook. Question for cook. What words for cook? If you question someone, you ask them, you grill them, you quiz them, you grill them. There we go. Gives us a G in this, which gives us the position of our good. Short form. So short form quiz. No. A business leader. A manager. A boss. A director. What if this is a word for short and its form is 3 letters and it's filled in by good, G, and business leader. So B there. Something is short, it's not seeing it. Question about Alec. Confused Eric and Ernie. Eric and Ernie. 3 letters at the end, starting with, ending in T. I mean, the bad thing here is I think we've done had a go at most of these now, and we've got we've got problems on. Ruler with a bit of fruit. Oh. A ruler could be a sultan with A at the end. A bit of fruit could be a sultana. excellent woman, right. Something is excellent, it's what would a woman's name be? Sally, Susan. Something is excellent. Similar? No. A trunk could be a torso. Part of your body, like the main part of your trunk. So could that be torsos? Let's have a look. Also, in centre of gift shop, T and S are the centre letters. Yeah, I like that. I like that as an answer. It's tricky to get to, but I like it. Line up for walk. If you line up for something, you... Or could this be a word for line that we're taking backwards? It's a down clue, so putting it up would flip it. For walk. Russian agreement. Before exercises in ruined capital. So it doesn't look like it's da at the beginning, does it? Russian. Ruined capital. Exercises. Oh, we've got the R, which we didn't have before. Last stop could be the end. Pre could mean before or ear. Could there be a river Endir? Doesn't look like it, does it? Okay. Last stop. Before river. Stop could be a dot, as in a full stop. Stop could be a bus stop. Cease. I feel like we're going around in circles a little bit now. I think when we find like one of these ones, the rest of this probably starts to become easier, and then the same with these, we can kind of work out from there. Smart work outside a US city. Not seeing what the city could be or smart work. Short form filled in by good. For quiz, short form. A note. Test. Instant tea. You don't really get instant tea, do you? You get instant coffee. Tea doesn't tend to be, you get tea bags. So the thing is, mocha. TV char. Chai. But an instant, you'd want 2 letters. Could tea or coffee be our definition? A hot drink. A cuppa. Do I like cuppa? I don't really like it. It's very slangy. Can mean tea or coffee, but doesn't mean instant. Cuppa. Instant. Immediate. Short form filled in by good. Business leader. Short form. What about if filled in, what if this meant short form and we've got a word that means filled in by good and then business leader, but I mean business leader will be 2 letters, which doesn't feel sensible. Question about Alec, confused Eric and Ernie. If you question someone, you drew. No. Eric. Smart work outside a US capital. Not sure. Okay, so having thought about this one for a while, then gone away, come back and looked at it with fresh eyes, I'm still not getting anything. I think at this point I am going to look at the answers for hopefully only 2 of these, see what I can learn from it, and yeah. Actually, before we do that, let's check the puzzle that we've got so far. This is a thing that you can do on the Daily Mail site, so let's take a look, see. Yeah, I was pretty happy with everything that we had, but it's worth just seeing if any of these crossing letters didn't make sense. Okay, what one should we go with here? This probably gives us the most utility. So let's give it a go, see what we get. Budapest. Russian agreement. Before exercises in ruined capital. Exercises. I'm not getting this one. Ruined capital. I mean, capital, definitely Budapest. Is Budapest a ruined capital? I don't know. Okay, so looking at this one a little bit. So Russian agreement, I was right, I think, in saying it's da. Before exercises. So exercises would be physical exertion. So PE can be that. And that goes in a word that means ruined, which is bust. Like a bust straight would be a ruined straight in poker, for example. And that gives us the capital. I think where we were, where I was looking at ruined capital being the definition, and even after seeing the answer, I got confused, I think, and thought that Constantinople, forgot that Constantinople was the old name for it, that would be the ruined capital, and Budapest is just the capital. But, okay. So last stop before river. That does feel... It does feel like it's going to be end then, doesn't it? Which is what we thought earlier. Before. Ear feels better than pre. End ear. Unless... Well, let's think about this again. What if the definition is last? Not last, and the word end here is not stop, but is instead, sorry, it's not last stop, but is instead stop. So then this could be the name of a river for a word that means last. Last would be the final, the endmost, the end. Because this can't be an R at the end, because that just doesn't look right. What's a 3-word river that would go, a 3-letter river with an R in the middle that would make something end? Last was final, end. Still not seeing that. Right, come. Oh, line up for walk. This is a cryptic clue then, isn't it? So with that T there, I can see that this is going to be tightrope. So a line up for walk is the definition, but it's a cryptic definition in that it's a very specific one. Okay, and with that I can see that this is going to be stellar. So if something is excellent, it is stellar. And Stella without the R is a woman's name with right on the end. Okay. So other than this bit, that deals with that side of the puzzle. Question. If you question something, then you doubt it. So DOUBT. Oh, yeah, so it is Erica A. Morecambe Wise. This is going to be double act. Ooh. So DOBT and then, yeah, an anagram of Alec. Alec confused. Yeah, okay. Smart work outside a US city. So there's our A now. So this is going to be smart work. So it's going to be Chicago, presumably. Smart. Could be chic. If something works, then it goes. And that's outside A for US city. Okay. So that does make, yes, okay, I was right in saying it could be mocha earlier, but I didn't see why. So yeah, char is T. It's an odd one, so let's take a look at it. So it's the name of tea in Mandarin. And an instant, like a moment in time, a mo. So this feels like it could be mogul, which would be business leader. Short form. Filled in by good. Short form. Mole. Filled in by short. I mean, mogul works as business leader. We can see that the word good is there, but I can't see short form. M-O-U-L. I've never heard that before. Should we take a look? Oh, it's a word. Not seeing it there. Well, I'm not convinced I'm going to understand that one. So, yeah, if you've got any ideas, leave it in the comments. Let's see who out there can work this one out. And then we've got this last one. Last stop before river. End. Still think that endear is just kind of my best guess at this. Last in order. Endor. Yeah, let's just go with ear and we'll see if what it says. It's going to say that there's a mistake. and we're pretty sure that it's in this word. So yeah, it's almost certainly these. What could it be though? Last stop before river. What rivers are there? The I'm going to call time. Let's reveal it. Endure. So River Ure. There is a River Ure in Yorkshire. So yeah, that does kind of work how we thought. Is stop being end before river being ure, the name of the river, which means endure. And if you endure, you last. There are a couple of really tricky ones in there. So which ones did we really struggle with? Budapest and endure. We finally got this corner down here without any assistance, but it was close. Okay, well, nearly got there. I think that was one of the trickier ones I've seen on this for some time. Yeah, if anyone, what was that one that we weren't sure how it worked? Yeah, so thanks very much for the time. If you enjoyed what you see, please do like and subscribe. We'll catch you for the next one. And yeah, do feel free to try out a daily mail crossword in the interim. The description, as I say, the link, as I say, is in the description. Happy trails all. Thank you very much.